Now today we want to construct 75 degrees, 105 degrees, 37.5 degrees, and 52.5 degrees. Now when you look at here keenly, we realize that 37.5 degrees is half of 75, and 52.5 degrees is half of 105. Again, 75 and 105 are angles on a straight line. So if we have a straight line here like this, and you want to construct 75 at a point A, so the first thing we do is that we construct 90 at point A. You can first begin by constructing 90 at point A, drawing an arc there, an arc here, then you remove and then you alter the radius so that you have with that as your center, with this mark as your center, you draw an arc above point A, and you come and using this other arc as your center, then you draw another arc to cut the first arc. So where the two arcs meet, therefore now you join back to point A, and therefore you shall have constructed 90 degrees. Now this angle is 90. So for us to get 75, then we go ahead at the same point A, we now construct 60 degrees. So 60 degrees, that way we construct 60 degrees. That is the 60 degrees. So at that point we get 60 degrees. So that point will give us the 60 degrees line, which I'm going to have as a dotted line. That is the 60 degrees. So when the angle now between 90 and 60 is 30. So for me to get 75, now I will bisect this angle at between here. So I have that mark there and that mark there. So with those marks now, I draw an arc in between here, an arc there, and then with this point here, I draw an arc there. So those arcs are not very clear. Let me reduce it so that I can have something that is visible. So I draw an arc here and then an arc here. With those two arcs, with this point here, I draw an arc here. With this point here, you draw another arc in between here. So where those two arcs meet, therefore, now we draw the line. And therefore, when we draw this line here, therefore, that is now the line for 75 degrees. So this angle is now 75 degrees, and by constructing 75 degrees, since angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees, and this angle is 105 degrees. So if we want to construct 37.5, then we bisect this angle of 75. So by bisecting the angle of 75 degrees, so we put the pair of compass at point A, then we draw an arc on the line of 70 and this other line. So we note our arcs keenly. So with this one we draw an arc here, and then with this other arc here we draw another arc there. So where the two arcs meet, therefore now we join it back to point A, and when we join it back to point A, then the angle constructed there will now be 37.5 degrees. So for us to get 52.5, then we're going to bisect the angle between the 105 degrees angle. So when you bisect this angle now, then you're going to get 52.5 degrees. So we have a pair of canvas at point A, and then you draw an arc on this line of 105 degrees. Then with that point there, we draw an arc here. With this point here, we draw another arc. So where those two arcs meet, we join it back now to point A. And when we join it back to point A, then we have this angle here, which will give us 52.5. So we can find out to verify if actually we've constructed the angle 52.5, and that angle gives us 52.5, and this one is 37. This angle is 37.5. That angle is 52.5. So that is how we construct 75, 105, and 37.5 and 52.5. You realize that 75 and 105 are complementary. Therefore, by constructing 75, already you've constructed 105. Thank you.